To start off, I am the butcher of names, so if I mispronounce names, I do apologize. The Hills Have Eyes is a 2006 American horror film directed by Alexandre Aja and co-written by Aja and Gregory Levasseur, I do believe. Levasseur? It's very French. In their English language debut, it is a remake of Wes Craven's 1977 film of the same name, and the film stars Aaron Stanford, Kathleen Quinlan, Vanessa Shaw, Emily DeRaven, Dan Bird, Robert Joy, and Ted Levine, and follows a family that is targeted by a group of cannibalistic mutants after their car breaks down in the desert. The Hills Have Eyes was released theatrically in the United States and the United Kingdom on March 10th of 2006. It earned $15.5 million in its opening weekend in the United States, where it was originally rated NC-17 for strong, gruesome violence, but was later edited down to achieve an R rating. An unrated DVD version was released on June 20th of 2006. A sequel, The Hills Have Eyes, was released in 2007. The gas station set from The Hills Have Eyes plays a significant role in both the original 1977 film by Wes Craven and its 2006 remake. It serves as a crucial plot location where the ill-fated family first encounters signs of danger. The original 1977 film, That Gas Station, named Fred's Oasis, was filmed in the deserts of California, Mojave Desert, near Victorville. The setting contributes to the desolate and ominous atmosphere of the movie. In the film, the gas station serves as the family's last connection to civilization. Fred, the station attendant, provides cryptic warnings about the dangers lurking in the nearby hills, foreshadowing the horrors to come.
I told you it's over! Oh, I'm sorry I can't do this anymore.
The station is dilapidated and isolated, emphasizing the remote and vulnerable situation of the family. The gas station in the remake retains the Fred's Oasis name, but is more elaborate in its design. The remake was filmed in Morocco, with the gas station constructed to resemble an abandoned, decaying outpost in the middle of the desert. The station not only serves as a warning point, but also contains clues about the mutant backstory, such as old photographs and records suggesting nuclear testing led to the mutants' creation. The production design included eerie details like outdated gas pumps, old signs, and rusting equipment to heighten the sense of dread. The gas station symbolizes the threshold between the known world and the chaotic, savage domain of the mutants. While the original set has long been dismantled, fans of the movie often visit similar desert locations or seek out replicas for photo shoots and events. But if you go to Morocco for the 2006 film, this location still stands in the middle of nowhere, being as eerie as can be.
In this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig.
You know you got a face worth $2,000?
Now, you know I need to stick in a western town on all these location videos. I have one per video, it seems. This time out is Oasis, in the European continent of Spain. Mini-Hollywood, also known as spaghetti western cinema, refers to a period in film history when a multitude of western movies were produced in Europe, particularly in Spain and Italy during the 1960s and the 1970s. This era was characterized by its low-budget productions, often featuring gritty, stylized violence and unconventional narratives. The term spaghetti western was coined to distinguish these European-produced westerns from traditional American ones. Some of the key features of these films included morally ambiguous characters, expansive desert landscapes, and a focus on themes such as vengeance, justice, and greed. One of the most iconic figures associated with this genre is Italian filmmaker Sergio Leone, whose Dollars trilogy starring Clint Eastwood, consisting of A Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, became immensely popular and influential. These films redefined the Western genre with their gritty realism, dynamic camera work, and memorable scores by composer Ennio Morricone. Mini-Hollywood specifically refers to the set built for filming of many of these spaghetti westerns in Tabernas Desert in Almería, Spain. The rugged terrain and the arid landscapes of this region closely resembled the American Southwest, making it an ideal location for Western productions.
Armed robberies and prostitution. Really?
May God have mercy on his soul. Proceed.
5 for you, 5 for me. Know how much you're worth now? $3,000.
Numerous Western towns were constructed here, serving as backdrops for countless films. Originally constructed as a set for filming Western movies, Mini-Hollywood has been transformed into a tourist destination, offering visitors the opportunity to experience the atmosphere of classic Western films. The site features various attractions. Mini-Hollywood preserves several original film sets used in spaghetti Western productions. Visitors can explore mock Western towns, complete with saloons, jails, and dusty streets, providing a glimpse into the cinematic world of the Old West. Mini-Hollywood houses museums dedicated to the history of the Western genre and the films shot in the area. Exhibits showcase props, costumes, and memorabilia from famous spaghetti westerns, providing insights into the filmmaking process. OASYS Mini-Hollywood remains a popular tourist destination, drawing visitors from around the world who are eager to explore the Wild West atmosphere and relive the magic of classic Western cinema.
200,000 and go. Yours. Where? Cemetery.
$200,000 is a lot of money. We're gonna have to earn it.
I'm only interested in the cash box.
I know nothing at all about that case of coins.
That's your family? The name. I know the name of the cemetery now. And you know the name of the grave.
I'm here with your old friend, Angel Eyes.
You filthy double-crossing bastard! Whoever double-crosses me and leaves me alive, he understands nothing about Duco.
Feeling it's really gonna be a good long battle.
The money's on the other side of the river.
What would happen if somebody were to blow up that bridge?
Atlas Studios is indeed a significant film studio located in Ouarzazate, Morocco? I think it's Ouarzazate, often referred to as the Hollywood of the Desert. It is one of the largest film studios in the world and has been the location for numerous international productions, including feature films, television series, and commercials. Established in 1983, Atlas Studios has contributed to the production of various iconic films and TV shows, taking advantage of Morocco's diverse landscape, which can stand in for locations around the world. The studio complex covers a vast area and includes multiple sound stages, backlots, and outdoor sets. Some notable productions filmed at Atlas Studios include Gladiator from 2000, directed by Ridley Scott. This epic historic drama starring Russell Crowe used Atlas Studios for various scenes, including the Roman Colosseum. 2005 Kingdom of Heaven, another Ridley Scott film. This historic epic starring Orlando Bloom filmed extensively at Atlas Studios, utilizing its vast desert landscapes and sets. The Game of Thrones, the HBO series from 2011 to 2019. That filmed scenes in Morocco, including at Atlas Studios, to depict the fictional cities of Astabar and Yunque in Slaver's Bay. I know probably Game of Thrones people are hating me right now because I probably mispronounced both those towns. The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. These adventure films starring Brandon Fraser utilized Atlas Studios for various desert scenes. The Mummy was 1999 and The Mummy Returns was 2001. Aladdin, the live-action adaptation of Disney's animated classic, used Atlas Studios for desert and marketplace scenes. Now, Atlas Studios continues to attract productions from around the world due to extensive facilities, experienced crews, and the diverse landscape of the surrounding region, including the Atlas Mountains, desert terrain, and ancient Casbahs. Fortified villages are Casbahs. It remains an essential hub for filmmaking in Morocco and a key contributor to the country's burgeoning film industry. Burgeoning? In the early 1960s, movie director David Lean was scouting for locations to shoot his upcoming movie Lawrence of Arabia when he learned about Ouarzazate, Morocco. This large desert town, nestled at the foot of the high Atlas Mountains in southern Morocco, had exotic scenery, clear skies, and friendly locals, providing an attractive location for movies involving ancient desert-based storylines. Lean eventually shot most of the movie in Spain, but many key scenes were also shot in Jordan and in Ouarzazate, such as the massacre of the Turkish army in the town of Tafas. Over the last 50 years, countless movies and TV series have been shot in Morocco and in Ouarzazate. In particularly, beyond the ones already mentioned, is The Man Who Would Be King from 1975, The Last Temptation of Christ 1988, Black Hawk Down from 2001, Alexander 2004, Babel 2006, The Bourne Ultimatum from 2007, Prince of Persia, The Sand of Time from 2010, 13 Hours from 2016, and part of the TV series Prison Break, just to name a few. We're going to look at a couple attractions at Universal Studios Hollywood. First one being The War of the Worlds. The War of the Worlds plane crash refers to a memorable and visually stunning scene in Steven Spielberg's 2005 movie adaptation of the H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. This sequence takes place after an alien tripod devastates a residential area and the characters come across the aftermath of a commercial airliner crash. The crash site is revealed as protagonist Ray Ferrier, played by Tom Cruise, and his daughter Rachel, played by Dakota Fanning, flee the alien invasion. The eerie apocalyptic vibe of the scene is amplified by the quiet devastation, with the smoldering wreckage scattered over the neighborhood. The crash showcases the catastrophic impact of the invasion of modern civilization, juxtaposing human-made disasters with the advanced alien menace. Spielberg used parts of a real Boeing 747 for the set, purchased from an airplane salvage yard. The wreckage was meticulously laid out to look like a genuine crash site. The scene was filmed on a Universal Studios backlot. It became so iconic that the crash set remains a popular feature on the studio's tour. Practical effects were combined with CGI to heighten the realism, immersing the audience in the disaster's aftermath. The plane crash symbolizes the fragility of human achievements in the face of overwhelming alien power. The meticulously destroyed aircraft serves as a reminder of humanity's vulnerability, contrasting the advanced technology of the invading force with the ruins of our own.
Almost exactly as we shot it. It's an actual 747 that was in mothballs. And for very little money, we're able to purchase this without the engines. The camera starts in the doorway and pulls ahead of Tom. And then we don't know, we think we're still in the house. But then we see there's no furniture in the house and the house is kind of destroyed. And then we suddenly pull past the engine, which was rotating. And then Tom reappears behind the engine. And as the camera follows him down a parallel track, it slowly reveals and opens up the crashed 747. As Tom walked this way, the camera moved that way, and then it craned up to be able to reveal the whole set. Nowadays, they probably create a lot of this on the computer, and right. they wouldn't build the set. I miss that. It's so much more fun to come to a set and just make it up as you go along.
The Psycho House, famously known as the Bates Mansion, is an iconic structure central to Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 masterpiece Psycho. Perched ominously above the Bates Motel, it looms as a silent witness to the film's chilling events and holds its own symbolic significance. The house is introduced as part of the Bates family estate overlooking the isolated Bates Motel. It is described as the residence of Norman Bates, played by Anthony Perkins, and his domineering mother, Norma Bates. The house serves as both a setting and a character in the film. Its shadowy gothic presence reflects the psychological torment and dark secrets harbored by Norman and his deceased mother. Visitors to the house, like Marion Crane's sister Lila, discovers its secret, such as the skeleton remains of Mother in the fruit cellar, revealing Norman's fractured psyche. The house's hilltop position represents Norman's separation from the outside world. Its aged, decrepit appearance reflects the decay of Norman's mind and the suffocating control his mother had had over him, even in death. The Psycho House was inspired by the Bates family dysfunction described in Robert Blanche's 1959 novel Psycho. Hitchcock's production team brought the house to life as a perfect example of Victorian Gothic architecture. It was modeled after Edward Hopper's painting House by the Railroad from 1925, a stark image of a foreboding, isolated home. The house was built on the Universal Studios backlot in California. Although not a complete structure, it had only 2 walls and lacked a full interior. It became one of the most recognizable movie landmarks.
Little motel, tucked away off the main highway, and as you see, perfectly harmless looking, when in fact it has now become known as the scene of the crime. This motel also has, as an adjunct, an old house, which is, if I may say so, a little more sinister looking, less innocent than the motel itself. And in this house, the most dire, horrible events took place. I think we can go inside because the place is up for sale, although I don't know who's going to buy it now.
The Psycho House at Universal Studios Hollywood has been moved at least 5 times. Each move was motivated by changes in the studio lot or its role in Universal's attractions. The original position was from the 1960 film. Built for filming of Psycho, the house was constructed on the Universal Studios backlot near the Colonial Street area, which was a common filming location for suburban scenes. The first location was the early 1960s. After filming, the house was moved to another area of the backlot to make room for other productions. Universal Studios was expanding its filming areas, and space needed to be reallocated. The second relocation was during the late 1960s or early 1970s during the development of the Universal Studios tour. The house was moved again to a more visible location where it could be included as part of the studio tram tour. The third relocation was in the 1980s. The house was relocated to accommodate the increasing number of attractions on the backlot. This move coincided with the filming of Psycho 2 from 1983, which required the house to be more accessible for production while still being part of the tour. The fourth relocation came in the 1990s. During renovations to the backlot and changes to the tram tour, the house was moved closer to its current location to better integrate it into the tour's experience. This also occurred around the time of Psycho 4, The Beginning, from 1990. The fifth relocation, in the early 2000s, the house was repositioned slightly again to fit with the updated backlot attractions and to preserve it as an iconic part of the tour. This move also ensured the house was more accessible for seasonal events like Halloween Horror Nights. The current location, the Psycho House, is situated on the Universal Studios backlot near the crash site from War of the Worlds, which we just saw. It remains a highlight of the studio tour and is occasionally dressed up or enhanced for events. The house was originally designed as a facade rather than a fully functional building, which made it easier to dismantle and transport. Only 2 walls and portions of the roof were constructed for the 1960 film, with the interior scene shot on a soundstage. Later versions added more structural support, but its modular nature had facilitated these relocations over the decades.
Window on the second floor, the single one in front. That's where the woman was first seen. Let's go inside. You see, even in daylight, this place still looks a bit sinister.
All right, slackers. Let's talk about Back to the Future. Courthouse Square is one of the most iconic sets on the Universal Studios backlot in Hollywood, known primarily as the fictional town of Hill Valley in Back to the Future. This versatile set has been used in countless productions since its creation. In 1931, Courthouse Square was originally constructed for the film An American Tragedy, directed by Joseph von Sternberg. It was designed to resemble a small town square with a central courthouse building as the focal point. Over the the decades, the set evolved, with facades being built, redesigned, and reused for various projects. The square was transformed into Bedford Falls for Frank Capra's beloved Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life, from 1946. 1962's To Kill a Mockingbird, the courthouse facade, became key part of a small southern town setting. The square has appeared in series like The Twilight Zone and Leave It to Beaver, showcasing its adaptability for various genres. The square reached iconic status as Hill Valley in Back to the Future and its sequels. The courthouse became the clock tower central to the plot, where lightning strikes at precisely 10:04 p.m. to power the DeLorean time machine. Other productions was Gremlins from 1984. The courthouse square doubled as Kingston Falls, the town terrorized by mischievous creatures, and Batman and Robin from 1997, used as part of the Gotham City backdrop. The set has also appeared in commercials, music videos, and countless television episodes. For Back to the Future, the square was redressed to resemble a 1950s small-town setting. The courthouse building became the centerpiece, housing the famous clock tower. Key locations like Louis' Cafe, Doc Brown's Garage, and the Texaco gas station were designed around this central square. The set was modified for Back to the Future 2, 1989, to depict a futuristic Hill Valley, which took place in 2015, and then for Part 3 in 1990 for the 1885 Old West version. A 1990 fire severely damaged portions of the set, including parts of the courthouse facade. Universal rebuilt the area, maintaining its original design. And then in June of 2008, a devastating fire on the Universal backlot destroyed parts of the courthouse square, including portions of the Hill Valley set. Universal really needs to invest in some fire extinguishers. The clock tower facade sustained damage, but was restored afterward, maintaining its iconic appearance. Today, Courthouse Square remains an active part of Universal's backlot. While it continues to be redressed for new productions, it's often recognized as Hill Valley during the studio tour at Universal Studios Hollywood. The clock tower and surrounding buildings are a nostalgic draw for Back to the Future fans who visit to relive scenes from the films.